So we released a little short video early in the year about a real common mistake theme we see at the net doubles when someone takes a sort of a backhand drive kill out to the side and they retreat back to the middle and then they miss the hard straight down the line. And a common mistake we see, and one that can almost easily be overcome. So what we're going to do in this video is talk you through some of the key teaching points to help you understand why this is such a good sort of combo you can use in a doubles game.
So the short that we released earlier in the year was more about the footwork and the positioning once hitting the shot. This one's going to be a little bit more about the technical aspects that you need to in order to hit the kill, as well as look for the interception.
So Dean, what are the two shots we want to sort of combo up here?
So on this though, we're going to be looking at the backhand kill, and once we've hit this kind of backhand kill slash drive, we're then going to be stepping off and looking for kind of the round the head interception. And
what's that common mistake we see a lot of sort of club players make where they're losing points?
I think it's irrelevant to both sides really, but let's just take the backhand side. It's when they hit this aggressive shot at the net that they retreat back to the middle. And the reason we don't want it to happen, A, we're playing a fast shot, so it's very difficult for us, A, to get back to the middle. But also when we come back to the centre, it doesn't really send a clear signal to our partner what it is that we're covering. So that's why we're going to be looking to, after we've hit the shot, to cover the straight. So we send a clear signal to our partner and makes us much more dominant within the rally.
So let's start just quickly recapping on that footwork we're looking to do.
I mean, we're obviously going to be probably set back a little bit from the tee. We often talk, we don't really necessarily want to feel like we're too close to the net. Little split as always to start with when we see that shuttle coming up. And then probably for me is I'm a right-hander, going to drive off with my non-racket leg leading first. And then as I'm then hitting and making contact with that backhand kill, very much feeling like my foot is coming onto the floor as I make contact with that backhand kill. And the reason that timing is very important is it shows that I'm very much in the right place when I'm making contact. If I plant too early, I'm now very much committed to that space, and I might end up having to lean, or I'm not quite where I expect to be.
Nice. And obviously the shot we're looking here is we hit this nice kill, and then the most likely shot back is that hard and flat straight, which is the one we're looking to intercept it.
Very much so, but I think it's worth also mentioning where we're going to hit this backhand kill, because if we were to hit it more towards the middle or more on the inside, actually that might throw more of a cross return for my partner. So I'm very much going to feel like I'm hitting down the tram lines and maybe expecting them to be on this inside hip defence, whereas we said before, David, this is a very difficult shot to be able to play across, particularly with such a high pressure from the net, because they don't have too much time to react.
No. So Dean, now we've hit that sort of hard backhand straight kill slash drive, and maybe that hard drive's come back. Obviously we don't want to be stuck on this backhand. It's not great for intercepting in the net. We want to get to the round the head. How do we need to change our footwork for this?
Yeah, so once we've obviously hit this backhand kill from here, we're going to be, again for me, lunging with my racket leg forwards. Now it's more creating a bit of space from the net. I don't want to feel like I'm so close here, because it doesn't give me much reaction time to make contact with that shot, and kind of almost ends up a bit reactive. And we have to remember that we're in a good position here. I don't really want to feel reactive. So once I've come here and my right leg's in front, I'm trying to feel like I'm almost jumping back, very much covering the tram line, but having now my non-racket leg still set a little bit behind me. And what that does is it creates a stable base for me to feel like I can almost again lean on if I need it. Whereas what we don't want to see is if we're kind of almost going back too much here, my kind of hips and everything's very much off the court. I want to feel like everything's still very much pointing towards where that shot's coming.
And I think the big thing you made there is it's a solid base. Solid base, and leaning back if we need to, if we want to give ourselves some nice time.
And we should probably talk about when we start to do this. It is very much once that kill has left our racket. We don't have the time to kind of stay, see what happens, and then try and jump back. We're almost feeling like, right, once that's gone, I'm deliberately playing that shot to promote this reply so I can come back straight away. So obviously we have a couple of grip changes to bear in mind when we're playing this combination of shot. So when I'm coming in for the backhand kill, I'm very much going to have a thumb grip with that thumb right behind the racket. And then once I've made contact from here, it's also making sure that I'm not having a big loop up and down with the racket. I'm making contact, and as I'm bringing my racket back, we're changing to a typical kind of forehand grip. And what that does is it allows me to have that rotation, short, sharp action to create power on the interception. Okay, so now we've hit a good backhand kill and we've jumped back into our position. We need to now start thinking about how we're going to execute this interception. Now, important to remember, it's not a big swing. We have a lot of pace coming at us, which we want to feel like we're punching back. So in the way of prep, I'm going to feel like I'm almost leaning slightly to my round the head side, because that's where my racket wants to be to cover this shot down the tram line. And it's very much a rotation of the forearm and a snap to make contact back out in front and be ready again, just in case the shuttle comes back again.
So Dean, this second shot now, obviously it's still important where this shot goes, the placement of it. Where are we looking to hit it?
I mean, in some ways it depends who you're playing to in reference to yourself or your partner. So if I was coming across here and I hit this interception and I went again straight down the line, we're probably still saying that the likely reply might be straight. If they have switched onto their forehand, it may well go cross. But that's the type of things that we need to look for as a net player. And the other option is that if it goes cross, as you mentioned, David, I'm very much showing that I'm covering the straight. What I don't necessarily want to do is feel like I then go and chase that shuttle onto cross because I feel like I'm at the net. That's very much up to my partner as they see me come across to start to kind of push around the court to feel that they can cover this space on the cross.
And that's, I think, the real big fundamental kind of tactical side of this is that your partner is filling the gap. I think a lot of people come back to the middle because they need to feel like they've got to cover that whole net, when actually an ideal scenario in doubles is where we both push up. We're both close, we're both putting that pressure on for the net. We're in a good position. We don't want someone to get that cross, get it away and actually get themselves out of trouble.
Exactly. And people are maybe saying, yeah, but now you're leaving a lot of space at the back of the court. That's okay. That's almost what we want to happen, to force them to have to lift. If that's the only gap we give them, we should still be able to get back and hit. It doesn't have to be a winner. It could just be something that's knocked down again to still create pressure. But if we don't move forwards here on the cross and we allow them to play a cross block, actually we're now lifting. So all that work that we've put into the attack is then lost. So we'd recommend going away and practicing this set play that can be used in both doubles and mixed. And just remember, the shot might not always come back to you, but that is what your partner is there for.
And as always, if you like this content, please hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos.